Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jules and it is week 3 of Old School April. So today is Monday and I am starting a new reading vlog. I just finished making my lunch. I made a strawberry lemon protein shake and a salad because I kind of fell off the wagon and I got to get back to working out and eating better. So I did work out and then I made my lunch and I had to let my dogs out. So I always have to let them out in the basement. So that is where I'm at. I'm in my daughter's apartment, if you will. It's the basement. So waiting on the dogs to go to the bathroom and I'm gonna switch them and then I'm gonna go back to work. But I wanted to tell you guys what I'm starting my reading vlog with. So the first book I'm gonna pick up is Mina and the Undead by Amy McCaw. So this one says, Mina arrives in New Orleans to visit her estranged sister Libby. She loves nothing more than a creepy horror movie and can't wait to explore the city's darkest secrets. Vampire tours, city bars, spooky cemeteries, disturbing local myths. That all sounds amazing. Mina lands a part-time job at a horror movie mansion and meets Jared, Libby's gorgeous housemate and fellow horror enthusiast. But the perfect summer bliss is broken when she stumbles upon the body of a girl with puncture marks on her neck, clutching a lock of hair that suspiciously resembles Libby's. Someone is replicating New Orleans' most brutal supernatural killings. Mina must discover the truth and prove her sister's innocence before she becomes the victim of another myth. So this sounds really good. So I'm going to start this today. Wendy, Leah, and I are doing some reading sprints tonight. Jess usually does reading sprints on Monday, but she's out of town. So we were like, we're going to do some reading sprints. So I am hoping, I would like to start this if I can get some reading in between work. I don't know. It's busy. It's always busy. But if not, I will definitely be reading this on sprints tonight and hopefully I can get a good chunk of it read. But I'll be back when I have some thoughts on it for you.
Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is all the coloring. I like to start with coloring because then you can get it all out of the way and then you can just piece together the entire project. And I'm done with these. So the reason I only color one is because the other ones are able to glued together in a later step. And you can take these two pieces, there's a little bow, and there's a little ribbon kind of thing that goes around the neck of the entering base jar. Okay guys, we're done. What do you think? I think it's stinking cute. That is cute and it shakes. Stop it. I think it's adorable. I hope you guys like it. I know that the video is a little longer than I wanted, but like paper crafting isn't easy, let me tell you.
Hello friends, happy Tuesday. I wanted to come in with some updates. It is like almost 4 o'clock, so I'm almost about to be off work. So I did insert some video of me making a bookmark. And I just wanted to show you the final product. Is this not so stinking adorable? This is the cutest dang thing ever. So we made this for Gwen's Patreon. It's our enrichment to go along with our book pick for the month. So each month in Gwen's Patreon, we read a book and then she has coordinated some type of enrichment with it. So like in January, we did Peter Pan and we made the Peter Pan pins. In February, we read Tomorrow and we did a game night. And in March, we did, what did we read in March? Oh, in March, we read Powerless and we did the pop painting. And then for April, we are reading Firefly Lane and we have these cute little bookmarks to go with it. So my friend Corinna literally cut all the pieces out and got this whole kit ready for everybody. that wanted to purchase one, and then made a video instruction on how to do it. And I would just follow along with it and made this. I'm loving this. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this bookmark. Anyway, so I started it last night, didn't finish it, and I ended up finishing it this morning. And then today I did finish Wonton Terror. I'm going to settle on 3 stars, and I am not going to continue the series. I am so sorry for anyone that loves this series. It's just not for me. I don't want to spend time reading, you know, a lengthy series that I just think is mid, you know? So it is unfortunate that I own the first 10 books. So yeah, these are all going to go in my Pango shop. So if anybody is out here looking for this, and now that I think about it, when I was at Half Price Books, this entire series was there and I got it. And now I'm kind of questioning that if someone did what I did and bought the whole series and didn't like it, didn't want to keep it. Because it's not typical that you find that many, like the whole series at Half Price Books. At the time, I thought it was a score. But now, and it stinks because the covers are really cute. The titles are really cool. I just don't like these people. So obviously they figured out who killed the guy and the reasoning behind it. There were so many dinners, so many family dinners in this that they were having. And at all of them, there was always arguments and stuff. It's just not my thing. So we're just gonna move on. Okay. And then last night on Sprints with Wendy, I started Mina and the Undead by Amy McCaw. I told you guys I was going to start this. So I only got to page 65, but I'm loving this book. It starts off, Mina's traveled to visit her sister in New Orleans, and her sister works at this haunted mansion thing, and she takes her on this tour. So just like a big haunted house. And it just goes through all the different rooms and like the scare jumps and all the gore and everything. And like, I love it. I love it. I love Halloween. I love haunted houses. It had all the vibes. It was fantastic. And then her sister's roommate talks about vampires because one of the scenes that he's in there is from Interview with the Vampire. And so he's, you know, he likes vampires and just kind of started talking about the lore of vampires in New Orleans, which Mina was finding interesting. And then the owner of the haunted mansion supposedly has like these diaries of these like 2 vampire brothers from, you know, centuries ago or whatever. And they don't know if they're real, but they look very authentic. So they don't know if someone, you know, made them or whatever. But so it has a couple of like journal entries from that. So that was kind of fun reading that. And then Mina's going to get a job at the haunted mansion. So she kind of does like a tryout thing where she has to play a victim because the owner wants to see like how she does, you know, in her acting. And so she plays a scene out, does fabulous. And then afterwards, she's supposed to give her costume to this other girl, and she goes to find her, and she is, so that's where I'm at. It has all the vibes already. I'm already loving this, you guys. So this is going to be my eyeball reading. I do not have an audio for this, so this one's probably going to take me all week to get this read. And then obviously I also read multiple books at a time, so I have an audio going, which that was the Wonton Terror. I finished that today. And then my friend messaged me and said that she had Say You'll Remember Me on Libby for another 8 days if I wanted to use her card and go listen to it. So I was like, yes. I wasn't not planning on reading it this month. I was going to wait and read it next month, but here we are. It's available. I don't have to buy it, so I'm going to listen to it, right? So I already started it. I'm only like 3 chapters in, but I'm kind of laughing. I'm chuckling at a cat with no butthole. It's pretty funny. If you've read it, you know, or you will know if you read it. And people have forewarned me that there is probably some things in here that I may not be prepared for, or that may make me sad. So I'm not going to say those things because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. So if for some reason when I'm doing updates, if I happen to think I'm going to say something that will spoil it, I will say this might be a spoiler. Don't listen to this. So for now, I'm going to read the synopsis. There might be no such thing as a perfect guy, but Xavier Rush comes disastrously close. A gorgeous veterinarian giving Greek god vibes, all while cuddling a tiny kitten. Immediately, yes. That is, until Xavier opens his mouth and proves that even sculpted gods can say the absolute wrong thing. Like, really wrong. Of course, there's nothing Samantha loves more than proving an asshole wrong. Unless, of course, he can admit he made a mistake. But after one incredible and seemingly endless date, possibly the best in living history, Samantha is forced to admit the truth, that her family is in crisis and any kind of relationship would be impossible. Samantha begs Xavier to forget her, to remember their night together as a perfect moment, as crushing as that may be. Only no amount of distance or time is nearly enough to forget that something between them. And the only thing better than one single perfect memory is to make a life, and even a love, worth remembering. So that's what I'm going to be listening while I'm doing things like, you know, cooking dinner, running errands, whatever. I'll be listening to that. But then tonight, I'm going to sit down and eyeball read some more of this because I want to get back to this because I'm having such a good time with it. Okay, I'll be back with updates. I decided to start a puzzle today. So I looked to see what was in my closet because I know I had some puzzles from COVID that I had not done yet. So I have this 5, they're glow in the dark puzzles, but there's 5 of them in here, but they're only, 100-piece puzzles. So they're small. So I thought I would do that one. And this one down here with the white tires kind of reminded me of old school. I don't know why, but like white tires were like popular. They were on like all the school folders and things when I was, growing up. And maybe they still are. I don't know. But I just kind of thought I would do that. So I am working a puzzle. And I was going to get this puzzle from Hobby Lobby yesterday, and I almost did. It was like a retro toys or something like that, just like a whole like collage of different type, old school stuff, but I didn't pick it up. I should have, because they were on sale. I might go back and get it, but like it was like $20 and they were like 40% off, so I was like, maybe I should go get it. But like, why are puzzles so expensive, y'all? Anyway, if y'all know of places to get puzzles that are not super expensive, let me know. Because I do like to work puzzles sometimes. A lot of the ones I have are like Halloween ones. So, go figure, right? Anyway, all right, I'm going to work this puzzle today. And I was just on my lunch. So that's what I did on my lunch. And now I got to go back to work. But I have no reading updates because I have not read today. So I'll be back when I have some thoughts on my reading. Hello, I am here with a late night update. I finished my puzzle today and then I started another one, but they're only 100 pieces, so it doesn't take very long. As far as reading goes, I got to 50% in Say You'll Remember Me. I'm still really liking it. I did have a bit of an emotional part today. I did cry a little bit in it. Just some of the things that are happening with the main female character's mom and her illness that she has. Obviously, the main male character is a vet, and then he is in Minnesota where she used to be, but she moved to California and he didn't realize she was moving. and they had this like magical, fantastic date. And then she's like, yeah, I'm leaving. And he's like, leaving as in he thought she was leaving on a trip, and she is moving to go back to California to help take care of her mom. And he can't forget about her. And she basically tells him, just forget about me. And he's like, I can't do that. And so he takes a trip to go see her. And they're obviously having this fantastic time. And then she's again like, this isn't going to work. She's like, I'm not going back. You can't come here, because he has opened a veterinarian practice. So he is like hundreds of thousands of dollars in the hole. And basically they both, know that they should be together or want to be together. It's very insta-lovey, but I still feel like it's okay. Like that does happen. Like some people just click. And yeah, so we're just kind of navigating her wanting this relationship while also wanting to be with her mom. There were some quotes in the book that kind of like hit home. I was like, I feel seen. And yeah, I won't share those because, I don't, spoilers. So I decided to take a break from that for a little bit because I was getting emotional. So I picked up my vampire book. So I am now to page 147. So I'm like right at the halfway mark for this. And I'm really enjoying this. I love the whole setting of this book is just fantastic. So the girl was found dead at the mansion. As it states on the back of the book, the body is found with some hair in her hand. And it appears to be very similar to Mina's sister Libby's hair. So, Mina and the roommate Jared are seeing kind of a pattern of deaths that have happened. So this isn't the first death. This is like the third one that has kind of happened around the same time. And they're happening like these stories, like these folklore stories in this area. So they end up going to this like psychic medium who Mina had gone to before she did this tryout thing, and it had said something about something bad happening in an attic, which is where this girl died. So like there's also in this mansion, in this haunted mansion thing, there's like a museum room that depicts like all these different types of deaths or murders that have happened, and like explains like in detail like how they happened. And these 3 deaths have been just like some of those that are depicted in this museum. So they're like, so somebody obviously knows about it or is familiar with it, or has seen it or toured it. So they're trying to get some more information. So they all end up going to this like club, and it just took me right back to like, it kind of reminded me of, I think it's American Werewolf in London, I think is the name of the movie, where they go to like those underground like rage type parties and then bad stuff happens. So they end up going to a kind of party like that, but it wasn't an underground one. But they talked to somebody who said, if you're looking for people who are like the drinkers, like the blood drinkers, you would have to go to the underground. And I guess it's like people who follow along the lifestyle of a vampire, but they're not really vampires. And I was like, that sounds bad. Don't go there. So then they decide they're just going to give their information to the police, the information that they've received. And then I guess there's like this other place that's hosting this like big haunted tour. So the boss of the haunted mansion wants them all to go to kind of like snoop and see like what it's like, and then like report back. So that's where we're at now. They're all like heading out to this haunted tour thing. It's just fun. This book is just a good time. I'm having so much fun with it. So anyway, I won't be able to read much physically tomorrow because I'm going to be making cookies. I'm making baby shower cookies. And then Friday night I have a paint party, but I might be able to read some later that night. I don't know how long it's going to be. And then Saturday I have a baby shower. So I'm hoping I may have to get my reading in on Saturday and Sunday because I want to get this book read this week. But I'll be back with some more thoughts either way on what I'm reading. Okay, good night. Hello, friends. I am here with a car update. I'm running to the store on my lunch because I need to get a few things and I don't want to take the time to do it after work. So I'm gonna run really quick. So today I worked on another puzzle this morning before work. And yeah, now I'm like all in a puzzle. I'm in puzzle mode right now. I like that they're like quick. They're small but quick. I mean, like I do like a big puzzle. So last year in December, I did an Advent puzzle calendar and it was so fun. You have just a box for each day that has so many pieces in it and you like continue to put it all together. I did that the whole month of December and then I glued it and framed it and I'm going to put it up for decorations this December. It was so fun. I'm definitely planning on doing that every December. I will be doing a puzzle Advent. I mean, at some point, I'm not going to be able to frame them all because, like, you only have so much space on your walls, right? But it was just fun. So I did that, and then I am like 80% through Say You'll Remember Me. Y'all, it's so good. It's so good, but it's also very emotional. So I was listening to it this morning, and then I kind of had to take a pause again because there's a part in there that just kind of like took me by surprise. So I had a moment. So I stopped that, but I'm gonna finish it today, either today or this evening when I'm doing cookies. I will have it done. Yeah, I really like Xavier. He is just he's just such a good guy. He's a hottie vet. And he is just taking care of her family. So he like came and visited her, you know, unexpectedly because, you know, something happened. And so then he came to be with her and then he's there just helping her family through it and just being there for them and support. And like, it's just so good. That is my only updates right now. And I will try and take a little bit of B-roll while I am making my cookies tonight, decorating the cookies. And then of course I'll show you what they look like afterwards. So it has been, y'all, it has been a hot minute since I have done any sugar cookies. And these are the type of cookies that they're sugar cookie cutouts and then you take the royal icing and flood them and they have like layers and it takes a while for it to dry and they're just like really cute and decorated. Yeah, I used to make them and sell them. That was like my side hustle. And they're just so they're very time consuming. So in the grand scheme of things, while I did make good money on it, the time the time to payment ratio was not really that great, you know. I was always doing cookies. It would take forever because it's not like you just bake some cookies and you're done. You know what I mean? You bake them, you have to mix up your icing, you have to flood them, then you have to let that layer dry, then you have to color all these different colors. And I mean, it can take a few days to get an order done depending on, you know, what you're making. And yeah, it was a lot. My car is really shaking. Sorry guys. But anyway, so I was always doing cookies and it got to a point where it wasn't fun anymore. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore. So, and I have not taken any orders. I'm not getting paid for this order. This is just me, you know, doing this for my friend since it's her first grandbaby. I'm so excited. Which is kind of like my first grandbaby because, you know, she's like my kid too. So I was like, I'm a god grandma. I appointed myself as a god grandma. So hopefully she likes them and they turn out cute. But anyway, like I said, it's been a hot minute, so it may take me a minute to get back in the swing of it. All right, you guys, I will be back later when I have some thoughts on something. Hello friends, I am coming in with a quick car update. It is Friday evening. I am off work. Work was so busy today. I didn't have time to do any reading today, but I did finish some books last night. So why do people take so long to turn? I am on my way to paint night. I have a painting party with my friend. So we are just going to do appetizers. I did finish Say You'll Remember Me yesterday. Loved it. 5 stars. It is my new favorite Abby Jimenez book. It just resonated with me, y'all. All of the like trigger warnings and things like that are things that I have dealt with in my life or dealing with in my life. And so like, I just read it. That says no turn on red. Okay, you go ahead. Anyway, yeah, I just loved it. Like, yes, did it break me in some parts? Yes, it did. Did it crack me up and have me laughing at other parts? Yes, it did. Like, hands down, favorite. I just don't know how Abby is gonna like top these books. I just don't know how she's gonna keep doing it, but she does. You know? And then last night when I was making my cookies, y'all, I have a crick in my neck. That kind of hurt to look. I have a crick in my neck. I think I slept on my neck wrong. So yeah, that hurt. Anyway, so last night while I was making the cookies, I finished listening to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Always a good time. Loved it, obviously 5 stars. And then this morning I did start Firefly Lane. I only got like 3 or 4 chapters read. So that is my book club pick for Gwen's Patreon. And I'm probably going to take like the whole next week to read it. So I probably won't have a bunch of updates on it soon because I'm going to mostly probably read it next week in between like other things that I'm reading. I just have to have it read by next Sunday. So I have a week. So tomorrow I'm hoping to sit down and read some in Mina and the Undead because I'm just having such a good time with it and I want to get back to reading it, but I'm only eyeball reading it, so I can't, it's not like I can listen while I'm like out doing things. Okay. I am getting closer to where I need to be, so I need to pay attention to my directions. So I will check in with you guys later. Update, and I'm soaked. Y'all, I had to go to the store and it is pouring down rain. Happy Easter. The weather is so crap here, you guys. I feel bad for anybody who had like Easter egg hunts planned with their kids because they didn't have it, at least not outside. It is pouring down rain. I did not want to leave the house, but I needed to get stuff for the week and something for dinner. So yeah, anyway, I was hoping to come back with some reading updates today, y'all, but I have not hardly read anything. I've read like 2 chapters in Mina and the Undead. I am hoping I can finish it tonight. We will see. I'm gonna go home and so I was planning to read like this afternoon, and then of course my husband put on a movie and he's like, we're gonna watch this, and I was like, I am trying to read. So we watched the new Captain America movie, and I didn't really love it. Like, I'm sorry, but there's only one Captain America, right? It had a lot of like info dump, boring parts in it, and I just was like, no, more action, less talking. Anyway, so I ended up watching that instead of reading. So hopefully I can go home, get my groceries put up, do a load of laundry, do some dishes, and then sit down and read for like a solid hour at least. And then maybe take a break, do some stuff, and come back and read again for a solid hour. we'll see. It just, you know, when I plan on it happening, it doesn't. So y'all, I don't know if I'm going to get this book done before I close out this vlog. You may have to come back to next week's vlog to get my final thoughts on it if I don't get it finished. Because I don't want to extend the vlog because I'm literally vlogging from Monday through Sunday. Okay, I'll check back in later. Hello friends, I am back with a wrap up for this weekly reading vlog. So I only managed to complete 2 full books, but then I started 2 other books and finished another book that I had started last week. But overall, it was a pretty good reading week. So I did finish Mina and the Undead last night. I finished it like pretty much right before bed. I did just give it 4 stars. It had 5-star potential, but in the middle of it, there was a little bit of a lull. Like when they were just investigating the killings, or like when the detectives were talking to them and stuff, it just kind of was like a little slumpy for me at that point. But it definitely picked up at the end. There was a twist that was happening. So their mom left them, and Mina is living with the aunt. And then her older sister, Libby, had moved. So basically she left Mina as well. So she's kind of a little bit bitter about that because her sister literally did the same thing that her mom did to them. But then we do find out there's a reason why Libby went where she went, why she's in New Orleans. And then some things are kind of circling back to what is happening. Could potentially be related to their mom. And so, yeah, so we find out that, and then, yeah, like I said, twisty twist at the end I wasn't expecting. But I'm definitely going to continue in the series because this was a good time. So the second book is called Mina and the Slayers, and I love the cover of it. It's purple. So I'm going to have to get on and order that. I'm probably not going to read it until the fall because it's set around Halloween. But it says it's 3 months after Fang Fest. And Mina's settling in her new life. And it's also, all of these books are set in the 90s. So this is still 1995. And it's around Halloween. And it says Mina and the gang have planned a spooky week of gothic restaurants, horror movies, ghostly tours, creepy carnivals, and a costume ball. That's all I need to know. It sounds fantastic. It does look like there is possibly going to be a group of vampire slayers that have come in and are like trying to hunt some vampires. But yeah, it sounds fantastic. Definitely continuing in it. So I had mentioned that I finished Harry Potter, and then I also started this week, I started Firefly Lane. This is a chunker, y'all. So this one I will be reading this coming week because I need to get it finished by Sunday. And then I did start Made for You by Jenna Satterthwaite. I don't know how to say her last name, but I'll put a picture of what it is. This is actually the book club pick for Elise's Libronauts book club, which I haven't read any books for that because it's a sci-fi book club. And I don't really do sci-fi. But Jess is a co-host for it, and she read it, and she said it's a sci-fi thriller. And she says it's not very sci-fi. Sci-fi, is that a word? But she said she really liked it. So I was going to give it a shot. So I am 30% into this book already, and I am enjoying it. So let me read you the synopsis. I'm going to be looking over here. It says, "Hi, my name is Julia. I'm a synth, and I'm here to find love. Synthetic woman Julia Walden was designed for one reason, to compete on the proposal and to claim the heart of a bachelor, Josh LaSala. Her casting is controversial, but Julia seems to get her fairy tale ending when Josh gets down on one knee. Fast forward 15 months and Julia and Josh are married and raising their baby in small town Indiana. But with haters around every corner, Julia's life is a far cry from the domestic bliss she imagined. And her splintering world shatters. Josh goes missing and she becomes the prime suspect in his murder. With no one left she can trust, Julia takes the investigation into her own hands. But the explosive truths she uncovers will drive her to her breaking point. And isn't that where a person's true nature is revealed? That is, if Julia truly is a person. This twist-filled debut definitely explores the exhilarating point where artificial intelligence, reality TV, and bone-chilling murder mystery meet. So I'm having a good time with it already. So it is told in dual timelines. It starts with her waking up And like it said, she was created. She's a synthetic woman created specifically for Josh, this bachelor. So she's going on this reality show to try and win him, which the synopsis says she does. So it's a then and now. So the then timelines is basically her going on this show and showing up and meeting Josh and all the other girls. And like, it's very reality TV. Then the now POV, they have a baby and Josh is missing, which apparently the type of synthetic woman that she was able to get pregnant and have a baby. So she is at home in this rural Indiana area. They have this big home, lots of space, and weird things are happening. She's hearing things on the baby monitor. And yeah, her husband went on a camping trip and has not been heard from. He's missing. Obviously, it says, the synopsis says she's the suspect in his murder. So I don't know if he's going to be found or not, or if they're just assuming that he was murdered because he hasn't been found. But before he went on his trip, they were having some issues because Josh was thinking that her creator is in love with her or wants her. So basically the guy that created her, she's like best friends with him because they have to be together all the time because he's the one who like programmed her and made her. So Josh seems to think they have something going on. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm really liking it. It definitely doesn't feel, like I said, I'm not a sci-fi reader, so I don't feel like it's too much sci-fi. It's definitely more thriller for me and reality show. The only sci-fi part of it is her, but it's not reading like she's a robot or something. It's reading like she's a person. So you'll have to check back next week's vlog to hear my thoughts on it. So I'm going to end the vlog here, you guys. Let me know how your reading is going this month, how your Old School April's going, what you're reading, what you're doing. And yeah, until my next video, friends, be yourself, be awesome, be kind.